What's a women's thing men should absolutely start doing? As a former cook and current welder, hand lotioning. My dad refused to use hand lotion for a while, and he kept getting big cracks in his knuckles. The cold would destroy his skin. He would only put lotion on when it was basically bleeding, by which point it can't really do much help. Getting checked out by a specialist. There's a reason colon cancer has a higher mortality rate among men when it's actually one of the most preventable cancers. The thought of having a colonoscopy done makes them squirm. In the US, you can also arrange for a Cologuard screening, where you literally just mail in your poop and get tested for certain colon cancers. It shouldn't replace regularly scheduled colonoscopies, but it can be done between them. Moisturize. To steal from Bill Burr, guys, you can put lotion on other places than your dick. Your dick still looks brand new, while the rest of you looks like an aging pirate. You need to increase the circumference of the lotion distribution. Washing your genitals before sex, especially if you were like, I'll pee beforehand. Also peeing after sex. My wife and I have been married long enough that wash your dick is now the code phrase for sex time. Sewing. Sewing is awesome. I learned basic sewing to make some bow ties for my wedding, and it's an extremely rewarding skill that allows you to repair clothes, save money, and it's superb meditation. Putting a blanket on your lap while you work. It's life-changing. A few days ago, my wife brought a whole-ass double duvet into the living room because it's winter now. I thought she was mad, but it's cozy as shit. I've got the dog under here. Complimenting each other. I do this with my co-workers. Looking sharp today, Phil, is all it takes to make a day. Now that I'm growing my hair out a little longer, didn't know how much I was missing out on not using hair conditioner. Edit, since this comment took off, I wanted to add, this comment is more of a statement of men not taking care of their hair the way they should. Whatever works for you, keep doing it. Just take care of your beautiful hair. I've been using the 3-in-1 stuff for years. I just thought my hair was feeling a little crusty the last month or so, but it's probably been an issue for years that I just didn't notice till my hair started thinning pretty bad. I bought a bottle of conditioner 4 days ago, and the difference is unimaginable. Just did it on a whim, never turning back. I have long hair, and I told my GF and her friend about the conditioner I use, and they laughed like, how are you gonna use the worst conditioner on that beautiful hair? I finally used some fancy stuff, and wow, big difference. Edit. I asked my GF what was the fancy stuff I used, and she said it was either Nexus or Paul Mitchell. My dad never went to hospitals unless it was absolutely necessary. One time, he was riding his motorcycle in the country, and he crashed, ended up breaking his leg. He was in an area that had no reception, so this motherfucker walked on his broken leg 5 miles to the hospital. Edit. Letter. Edit 2. Since people are saying they have a lot of respect for him, I might as well follow up with this last thing. He committed suicide by crashing his car. He was strong physically when it came to pain, but he had a lot of mental pain he couldn't handle. Men need to take better care of their mental health and stop focusing on what makes you manly. I once broke my arm falling from the bicycle. I was 13. Didn't bother to tell anyone, slept it off. 2 days later, starts swelling up really bad. Dad takes me to doctor, who immediately orders an x-ray. There is a clean, full break in the bone. Doc says it has even started healing, and I'm lucky that it is healing in the correct position, or they'd have to break it again and reset it. I like how you called your dad a motherfucker. It's literally the only time it's accurate. Yoga, especially as you get older, wish I had started sooner. My husband never really did pedicures before we met, and the first time I did one for him, he was in love with it. I used a scraper to get the dead skin off his heels. He calls them hooves, and he was horrified how much came off. He'll even inspect my work now and say this toenails a little jagged, do want me to look a mess. He likes being pampered, and I'm happy to do it for him. Edit. A number of you asked about the scraper. It's called a ped. Edit you. Everyone is very hilarious that calls it a pedophile. My husband loves foot care day so much. We have a heated foot bath that has massaging air bubbles. I'll add Epsom's salts or scented bath salts, scrub his feet, and then do all the scraping, clipping, filing, cuticle removal, lotioning. He just luxuriates the whole time. It's the cutest thing. I've 35M, have been meaning to try a mani-pedi for years. Maybe the time has come. I love this so much. Our feet do so much work for us every day. Men who work with tools take care of those tools. That's a good metaphor to get a fellow to be open to taking care of his precious feet. Skin care and applying sunscreen. Yes, my husband applies sunscreen like it's the last bottle on earth, and he's afraid he's gonna run out. He literally will dip a fingertip into the tiny amount on his hand and put 6 tiny dots on himself, rub them in and be shocked when he looks like a lobster later that evening. He also relies on his chest hair to keep his chest from burning. Spoiler, it doesn't. I've worked outdoor construction for the last 16 years, and I'm the only one in the company that wears sunscreen daily. And all the other guys make fun of me for it. Idiots, lol. Sunscreen, yes. My husband is so hygienic and cares about his appearance, but this is the one thing. 8 women. Can you all tell me how to shave my ass? 'Cause I got no fucking clue. Just get a trimmer and squat in the shower. Trimming will get rid of the hair. The small amount left is prickly for maybe a day.
You don't get the dreaded regrowth itches. Ingrown hairs aren't as much of an issue. All around 10-10.
Squat in the shower and reach under my dude. Pro tip, use hair conditioner when shaving any body part that isn't your face. It's much better than shaving foam, but does make things slippier, so be careful. Also, if you shave your butt, prepare for unholy swamp ass. I refuse to shave my ass anymore because the grow back is horrific. Edit. Love that my top comment is about ass shaving. I was trying on jeans for work the other day, and I found this magical material that stretches but looks like denim. I was gushing over them, and my wife laughed and said a lot of women's jeans use that material and a lot of hers are the same. Men should discover these jeans. Edit. A lot of responses are about the inferior quality. Fair enough, but I work retail and am constantly squatting to fill shelves, etc., so I'll take comfort over durability any day. Especially when I've got a bit of an ass on me. Customers don't need to be walking around the corner and catching a plumber's crack unexpectedly. My husband was astounded when he found men's stretchy jeans. He hated jeans before that. Look into clothes made for rock climbing. Amazing. I have some jeans from a company called Third Rock that look super smart and are so stretchy and flexible. Stretches. Yoga Pilot is dominated by women. Better mobility, range of motion, injury prevention indirectly improves strength, prevents joint pain, feels good. My 26-year-old cousin got her mum and dad into yoga with her, and amazingly, the dad is now probably more into yoga than the entire rest of the family. He's been a car mechanic his entire life and absolutely loves it. He said it has worked out some pains he's been dealing with for decades. It's also a great way to get active when you're lazy. Sometimes I don't want to exercise, so I just do some basic sitting poses, and it gets me going. I'll just sit on my yoga mat and watch TV and gradually start doing more stretches. Trying to make everything a huge workout can be discouraging. It's one of those things that's very common amongst the very masculine world of sports, but somehow doesn't translate to the rest of mankind. I mean, every testosterone-filled dude out there likes to think they are a weightlifter of some sort, but top-tier lifters absolutely do things like yoga to keep themselves functioning. Moaning during sex. Such a turn-up. I just look at my girl dead in the eye with no expression. Treating yourself. Self-care. If that means fishing for a weekend, go self-care doesn't always look the same. Thanks, just ordered some cocaine and 2 prostitutes. Dude, I have a principle in my life. My Sundays are always lazy Sundays. I wake up, go make pancakes and coffee and watch a TV show. Then I go wood chopping or whatever. I'm proud of my lazy Sundays. I know there are plenty of men who do it already, but I feel like more men should start sewing. A sewing machine is a power tool for making things with fabric. I can't make anything nice enough to wear, but I love all the utility stuff I can make and repairs I can do. Going to the doctor before they are at death's door. My physician told me that married men live like 5 years longer than unmarried men, or something like that, because of their wives forcing them to be seen. Edit, Graham. I am a doctor, and seriously, the wives are always dragging them in there. My dad said, "Well, you don't take a car to the shop if it's not broken." I replied, "Dad, you don't even take your cars to the shop when they are broken. You fix them." He just went exactly very proud. I had no idea how to reply to that. Honestly, When my husband complains about something and refuses to fix it, I tell him to buy life insurance to protect the kids instead. My friend, I'm fine, I'm young and healthy, and it's not as bad as you think is wife, you're shitting blood. You're going to the doctors even if I have to knock you out with a frying pan and drag your limp body there myself. The doctor you were 3 days away from dying. We barely saved your life and had to remove a large chunk of your intestines. Why did you wait so long to come in him? I didn't have health insurance, Doctor. You have military health insurance. What do you mean you didn't have it? His wife mockingly am young and healthy. I don't need to pay for that scam health insurance. Doctor. The wife, yeah, he's dumb. I work in admitting for an and it's so common for men to say because my wife made me come when I ask what brought them into the They come in with handwritten notes sometimes. Sometimes it's the wife standing in their way from getting up and leaving, but I've seen that as well. I can remember men coming in reluctantly with their wives who were found to be having heart attacks and strokes. Oh, and I'm the wife too, and I'm told my husband's doctor always says, and what does Mrs. Doctor always says, and what does Mrs. Doctor day? And yes, I'll often send a note, do to be seen for today? And yes, I'll often send a note. Make noise during sex. Not even dirty talk, a moan or any words of encouragement would be enough. Swell job, champ. I read one post about a guy who was married to an isolation lady, and during sex, she would give constant pep talks. He compared it to the wee fit trainer giving advice during stretches. She'd say things like, "You are almost at your goal of making me come," and he had to hold back laughing every time. I wish I could find a link. Edit. Found a link. It might be a copy pasta since I first saw it ages ago, but it's still glorious. God, I had a guy just silently watch as I gave him blowjobs. Like, I don't actually enjoy sucking dick. I enjoy knowing I'm responsible for making the guy feel good. You get rid of any evidence of the one part I enjoy, and I'm not gonna be inclined to do it anymore. My girlfriend always says she gives me way more blowjobs than previous partners because it's so fun to give me them because of my reactions. Guys, it's a win-win. And they always say, "Oh, we're quiet because as boys we have to hide masturbating." Do you think girls are home having screaming orgasms when their parents are in the next room? No. We learn to communicate our enjoyment to our partner because it's nice to get feedback. I work in a kitchen full of men, and it's quite sad to listen to them tell each other that they can't cry, or that they are not supposed to do so. I don't know who came up with this, but I fight that concept every chance I get. As a result, most of them feel safe to share their emotions with me, even crying. It took me 28 years to accept that I'm just emotional as hell and allow myself to cry freely when I'm alone or sometimes with someone I trust. 4 years later, I feel as though I've basically stopped aging. It's not healthy to hold that shit in, and I wish I'd accepted it ages ago. If you want to cry, it's okay to let yourself feel those emotions and go through them for as long as you feel like it. Kinda like a storm. It passes, and when you reach the other side, you feel like $1,000,000. Self-care. Moisturize and start taking care of their skin, hair, etc. I recently started using complex medical grade men's shampoo in an effort to slow the onset of balding, genetic stressful career, so it is ultimately inevitable. At the same time, I have started using a similar grade face wash and moisturizing cream. Both make a noticeable difference, and I have to say I do feel good when I can tell the results firsthand. I'm 27, and growing up through the late 90s and zeros culture, it was considered very soft and unmanly for a guy to do anything like this. Fortunately, you stop caring about such cultures and trends once you're an adult. It's great that me and my dad can joke to each other about it too. I can tell him I wouldn't need to use lady creams if he hadn't given me his baby. Creams if he hadn't given me his baby. Now he's even getting into it, and he is your typical manly biker who was born in the mid-60s mining industry and grew up as a rocker, haha. We love breaking stereotypes together. I, man, started carrying a purse satchel years ago and never looked back. I'm a new man. Breath stinky. Boom, here's some gum. Headache. Boom, here's a pill. Phone dead. Boom, here's a pill. Phone dead. Boom, here's a charger. My little bag carries so much it has saved me so many times. I prefer a backpack myself because it stays balanced, and I have both my hands free, and I don't need to worry about it dangling from my arm when I try to grab something from the ground. And I have tried both. Indiana Jones has one. I just carry a backpack everywhere I go. I don't know why people think a backpack is something you grow out of. It's so weird to me. It can hold my laptop, umbrella, and all sorts, and it's still super light and easy to carry. Being more mindful and getting help for mental health. So many washing there's comments. You all dating some poopy dingleberry troll. I'm always shocked by that one. Like, as a guy who thoroughly washes his ass, it never really occurred to me that other people wouldn't all do the same. But then you get into a Reddit comment thread, and there's like a million random women and dudes talking about how their guys have literal shit caked onto their assholes from years of neglect. While I have not dated any of the poopy dingleberry trolls, I do remember a party I went to when I was in university. All the guys lined up outside and mooned the girls. It was dark, so you saw a line of ass crack, but not much detail. A bunch of us took a picture, and when I checked the picture after, there were 2-3 guys in the line with serious issues. It was disgusting. One guy looked like he just had a thick smear up the entire crack. This was 25 years ago, and it's still permanently burned into my brain. I'll be damned if I listen to a man with an unwashed ass. ETA for the uninitiated also. Whoops, I got it wrong. I have a pretty distinct memory of being like 3 years old, and my dad very intently explaining the importance of washing one's ass every day. Still thank him for that, really though, every time I see him. Sometimes across the dinner table, at holidays in front of our entire extended family and future in-laws. I just thank him for it. Out loud, in detail, elevated syntax. Hey, that's Mr. Poopy Dingleberry Troll to you. Talk to their friends about their mental health. Don't make fun of your guy friends for being vulnerable, or if they were a victim of something normally a woman would be a victim of. Like when a female teacher has sex with a male student, don't say the kid is lucky. Be as disgusted as you would if it was the other way around. Guy here, I'll say use lip balm chapstick. Edit. Well, stomp on my stones and call me Detective Bullock. Didn't expect so many upvotes for commenting about lips. Thanks for all the upvotes and all comments. Definitely plenty of options listed if lip balm or chapstick isn't ideal for you. If you're like me and chapstick just dries out your lips, more use Aquaphor. Even in the worst of chapness, it only takes about a day to heal fully, and then I don't have to apply it again. Men should start reporting female sexual harassment. Edit. Thanks for all the love. I did this at my work. A female coworker sexually harassed me and I reported it. I only got an okay in response by our supervisor, also a woman. Life went on until I tried for a promotion, only to find out that the coworker that harassed me got the promotion instead. I was pretty mad at this for a few reasons, but the main being I don't believe anyone who sexually harassed another person should be promoted. I applied for a different position and got it and moved to a new team. Then somehow the co-worker that harassed me is now my team lead, position just under supervisor. I'm not okay with this at all and went to my new supervisor and told them what happened. Apparently the old supervisor never even reported it. My new supervisor, also a woman, was rightly pissed off for me. I went and talked to her supervisor, who then told me to get over it and that everyone deserves second chances. I said if I had done what she did, I would have been fired immediately, and we both know that. I then went to her supervisor, who got the co-worker moved to another team. I'm still mad they let her keep her job, but at least I don't have to work with her anymore. Got slapped on the ass with the words "haven't seen something so juicy in here for a while" by a female co-worker while I was in apprenticeship. Reported it and got the answer. You should be glad. It was just a compliment. Turn this the other way around and the co-worker would have got sued and fired. Edit. I know it happens to women way more often, and I didn't want to play it down. For this specific company, it already happened. A female trainee seemed to have the kind of experience with a male co-worker, and he actually got called out and at least needed to attend a talk at HAR. This isn't enough by any means, but something happened. Talking about their feelings with each other, being more open as friends between them. Talk about their feeling. Most men don't mind talking about their feelings. It's finding someone willing to take it seriously. That's the issue. Wash their hands after they pee. What kind of animal doesn't wash their hands after peeing? Hyping each other up. To every guy who reads this. Yes, King Slay. You're so goddamn handsome. I was out with my wife when I had long hair over the summer and went to the bathroom. As I finish washing my hands and check my hair in the mirror, the dude at the urinal goes, "Hair's on point, bro." I still think about that guy, and probably will until I die. Not a women's thing, but a lot of women start therapy, and it's something guys should do too. I found that most men I know refuse to do it.